Welcome back for today's college football pick video play as we finally get a Tuesday game here, October 9th, 2018. And this one going to be talking about this Sun Belt matchup here between Appalachian State and Arkansas State and give our lean on where we see the better value on the over-under. That total number sitting just a hair below 60 at 59.5. So coming into this one, we have Appalachian State, probably the favorites, I would say, to go on and win the Sun Belt this year just based on what we've seen from the Mountaineers in 2018, even before the first month or so of the regular season and what we've seen from Appalachian State. This was expected to be a very strong competitor within the Sun Belt, and they've proven that. They took Penn State right down to the wire on the road in their opener, losing that one in overtime in a game that they very well could have won. And if App State would have gone on and upset the Nittany Lions, they could very well be ranked in the top 25 at this point, because since then, the Mountaineers, they've gone on to win their last 3 games in a row, all in blowout fashion. However, coming against relatively manageable competition, they beat Charlotte on the road 45-9. They beat FCS Gardner-Webb by a final of 72-70, and then in their last outing against South Alabama, very impressive at home, the Mountaineers winning that one by a final of 52-7. So in terms of their offensive numbers, it's been highly impressive. Appalachian State, they're second in all of college football in scoring average. They put up about 52 points per game on average. If you just take that number by itself, they could almost reach what is currently sitting the total at 59.5 points. And then defensively, they're 15th in college football in points allowed. And offensively, they're 9th in rushing, 49th in passing, a very balanced offensive attack, but they actually gain more yards in terms of their ground game than what they've put up through the air thus far. Today, they're going on the road to take on Arkansas State, who is a decent opponent within the Sun Belt. Another, I would say, one of the upper tier teams within this conference. However, the Red Wolves, they lost in their last outing on the road against Georgia Southern, who's looking like they're taking a big step forward this year. It was a competitive matchup, but Arkansas State lost that one by a final of 21-28. This was after coming off back-to-back nice competitive wins, coming on the road against Tulsa and also at home against UNLV. Their other defeat this year coming in blowout fashion against Alabama. So Arkansas State, in terms of their numbers, this is a program that has typically leaned on their offensive attack, putting up a lot of points. That hasn't quite been the case up to this point in 2018, where they're 85th in the nation in scoring and then also 85th in total team defense. They're averaging right around about 28 points per contest. So if you just take what these two teams average offensively, you have App State at about 52 points, Arkansas State at about 28 points. You add those up, and we get 80 points as the total, so significantly higher than this total. But on the flip side of that, if you take the defensive numbers, App State gives up about 17 points per game, and Arkansas State right around 30. So then you add those two numbers up and you get up to about 47, which is slightly less than this number by a little over double digit. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of matchup we have here. Appalachian State, if their defense is able to really slow down what Arkansas State is able to do like they have in recent weeks. However, I don't think that's likely to be the case given the fact that the Mountaineers, they've been shutting down some opponents that you would definitely put in the lower tier of college football. Arkansas State has a bit more in the way of weapons to put some points up on the board against the Mountaineers, and likely will need to do so if they're going to try to keep pace in this one on their home field against what has been one of the most lethal offensive attacks in college football in 2018. So with all that being the case, we are going to go ahead and side with the over 59.5 points as the better value play. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our college football picks for this week's action over at stumpthespread.com. Link down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for future videos.